And it was really evident from like the very beginning that he was not trying to break the cycle, which that's what disappointed me. I wanted to see a complicated character of somebody trying to undo that pattern, trying to be loving to this creature, but then ultimately succumbing to the toxic behavior that was instilled in him by his dad. That would have been more of an interesting trajectory.
Yeah, because up until his death, I just feel like it wasn't so much that he was sorry, but so much that he just accepted that he too failed, like his father failed.
Yeah.
Look at what's been presented to you now after you abandon him and he comes back and still you hate this creature and see it as a failure and you want nothing to do with it. Is Victor a Caribbean parent, like an immigrant parent? Because like,
I mean, he's played by a Hispanic man, so right there,
not
right?
Supposed to be,
that's well, to me, this Victor is canonically Guatemalan, all right? Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Most Potato Podcast. My name is Alvin.
I'm Jess.
And today we're going to be talking about Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Ooh.
I've been really excited to check this movie out because, one, Frankenstein's freaking cool. And then two, Guillermo del fucking Toro.
And three?
What's
your
three?
husband.
How could I forget?
Wow, you know what? Turn it off. You're not
All
a
right.
fan.
That's the episode. Bye. How could I forget? One of the main reasons why I was thirsting for this movie was because of Oscar Isaac Hernandez Estrada. That's how he likes to introduce himself sometimes, so I'm gonna respect that. Oscar Isaac, for all you white toast bread people that don't know his full name.
I'm white toast bread.
Yeah, the casting was really stacked. So, like the trailers look really good. The visual style looked really nice. I love that Guillermo del Toro just loves to keep it classic with like practical sets and colors. I miss saturation in colors. I also miss seeing things in the nighttime scenes. Like he actually makes you see what's going on at night.
Yes.
He doesn't film stuff during the day and then just throws black filter. I'm still thinking about House of the Dragon. So we unfortunately didn't get to catch this in theaters. I really wanted to see this in theaters, but life happens and then Netflix just shows up. It's like, hey, I'm here a week later. And it's just like,
yeah, they shot themselves in the foot with that one, I think.
And I gotta say, I like this movie. I don't love it. I don't think it's like great and super amazing. I don't think it's one of Guillermo's best works, but it's a fine, like a good watch. It was a really nice watch to have like during spooky time season.
Yeah, it was just sad and sweet and like
very
teary-eyed, like, you know, I just
very focused on themes of like patriarchal bondings and like, you know, father and son relationships and what goes wrong when you don't tend to your creations, whether it's a child or a living, breathing corpse.
There was just like some things in the book that I remember that I don't think that the movie touched on when it just came to Victor parenting and the monster having to learn things on his own and seeing the environment that the monster was in with Victor versus the environment he found that turned him into, I want to say the person that he is, because I feel like by the end I feel him as a person, like that's what he is.
He just becomes a tragic figure by the end of it.
Like a way better person and man than Victor. I like how emotional the movie made me feel. As opposed to reading the book where I was just strongly critiquing Victor and his failures. I mean, that's also in the movie as well. But I was just strictly critiquing Victor and his failure and also taking note of how someone or something would take care of itself and survive with no one there to guide and help it.
This was a baby on steroids.
I like that.
This man was on an infant for a couple days.
So I feel like the book delved more into that, but I think they did a really good job, and I did tear up. I feel like this movie could be more for someone who hasn't picked up the book. I know, like, my mom, she watched it. I don't think she's read the book, and she was like crying and emotional.
I was like, did somebody die in here?
No, she was very emotional. I was like, you never read it before. And I could see how this would be like really good to someone who's never read it. I think it's okay as well. Like it's not bad, but it's not great.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I felt like there was something missing in this movie for me. And I think for me, the main thing that kept coming up for me was more details in the relationships with these characters. I feel like we spent 2.5 hours in this movie. And the thing that doesn't get explored deeply enough is relationships between the characters that we have, like between Victor and his brother William.
Oh yeah.
William with his fiance Elizabeth. Like there's just like they just gave you the bare minimum of who they are to each other, but not really like sitting and exploring the complexities of these characters, especially Victor, because Victor is just a flat out villain in this movie, which that can work. Like there's villains like, for example, in movies like Nightcrawler, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, that dude is a villain.
Yeah.
But like you get to see his day-to-day life and you see the different shades of this person. Whereas with Victor, I feel like I was missing some of the complexity that I remember from the book, where here he's just like an asshole. And I get what Guillermo was going for. He's really focused on the tragedy of a father-son relationship just not going well, because Victor's father did not care for him, did not love him, only treated him as this thing to like achieve success as a physician. And I love Oscar Isaac. He does well with what he does, but I feel like he was given a thin like piece of material for his character.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, he's just constantly just on like asshole mode. Any interaction he has with somebody, he's so stuck up. He's such an asshole, which is entertaining like at some parts, but then at some point it's just like, can you switch to like something else? Because it's like, I've met assholes in real life before, and even I've seen different complexities to that person. Like, they're not always just levels. Like a jerk.
Yeah. No, it did. At one point, I just started joking where he's trying to teach the monster like more words, and I just felt like I was like, if Johnny had 10 apples, and I just started dying because I was just like,
oh my god,
this isn't working. And you're supposed to be like, you just brought these body parts to life. You put together this human, this flesh, this creature. You just brought this thing to life, and you can't piece together that this is not how you take care of it. You didn't see that this is basically a child.
Yeah.
Like that's just what always just pisses me off about Victor, and I'm just like, oh, you're so annoying. And it just never stopped. It's like he never understood that. It had to be the very end, and even at the end I was just like, did he get it?
Yeah, that was another complaint of mine. It's like there was too little time for him to really, for me to see any self-reflection before he does the apology. I should say spoiler alert, but I feel like Frankenstein is such a well-known, just like
I know,
tale.
and I jumped to the end, but
yeah, that's fine.
I felt like he didn't even fully get it. It felt like
I feel like he apologized because he knew he was dying.
Yes, and then I felt like the monster had to like forgive him for himself. It wasn't even that on. Victor changed or understood or did better or whatever.
Yeah.
He's just like, I have to do this for me. So Victor just still was a piece of shit to the very end for me. And I was just like, oh, great. Is Victor a Caribbean parent, like an immigrant parent? Because like,
I mean, he's played by a Hispanic man, so there's right there,
he's not
right?
Supposed to
that's
be,
well, to me, this Victor is canonically Guatemalan, all right? But that is a very relatable thing where your father is wanting the best for you, but he goes about it the wrong way and just ends up like deteriorating you mentally and emotionally. Like I get what it's like to be in that position, though not nearly as severe as being chained in a basement. I love that they explored that sort of dynamic and relationship, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with exploring that. I really wish they spent more time on Victor, again, being more complicated and like having moments where like he's making progress with his new zombie son, and then showing like the times where he just loses his patience and is abusive. He's just constantly abusive throughout, and it kind of flattens the emotionality of the story for me personally. I just feel like, all right, I'm waiting on someone like Elizabeth or somebody else to come interact with the creature, because it's not getting interesting anymore with Oscar Isaac just constantly yelling and berating this thing.
I really felt like the flashbacks of his childhood, those took too long, and it didn't feel necessary because I still didn't get a real connection to Victor. I didn't particularly feel for him as a child. I felt like he was just telling a story. This is me as a child. And I felt like
the narration didn't help much either. Yeah.
This is me as a child. And then there was the point where, oh, this is why I am the way that I am. But I felt like you could have just said that at that point. I didn't need like this whole entire thing. I wasn't really connecting with that. I didn't get the connection between him and his mother either. It just seemed like he got along better with his mother more than he did his father.
We barely get to see them hang out, the mother and son. It's just like, I know that she's kind and all, but like...
Exactly. That was about it. I mean, his father seemed like an asshole, but I didn't feel like he was like a total monster to him. I feel like he was trying to like say that, but I wasn't really seeing it. I just felt like he was making him study a lot, and all he cared about was his research and studies, which seemed like it was all wrong. And then he talks about his brother
became the favorite. Yeah, but then we don't get to see their dynamic.
I couldn't understand him becoming the favorite.
It's just because he's blonde.
Was that it?
There was a mention of like, oh, you know, I have this dark raven hair. That's like a motif that happens with a lot of literatures. The dark-haired person is always like the reject.
Okay, because I was just like, why is this one your favorite? You hear giving him carriage rides and being all sweet with him, and
we can only assume things like maybe because the youngest one has more potential to be better,
maybe
than the first one. But yeah, they don't delve deep into that, and then we don't get to see their relationship as kids, and we don't get to see them really interact as adults either. I don't get the sense of like how much do they love each other.
Exactly.
Are they estranged? Like,
because there was a scene when they were boys and they were in the same bed together, and before that scene I was like, it looks like he just hates his little brother, and he doesn't go near him, he doesn't want anything to do with him, and the dad probably doesn't want him. But then there was the scene where they were in bed together. So I was just like, so they are close, they have a relationship, or I don't know if he's just taking care of him because that's his duty or job. But once we finish with the flashback of him as a child, his brother comes back into his life, or he was always in his life.
Yeah, I feel like they've always been cordial, and they've just been physically distant.
Because I wasn't understanding it, and I was just like, why is his brother here? Why does his brother care to help him with whatever he's trying to do here, which is to create this creature? I felt like they didn't have a relationship throughout the whole movie. So it was very strange to me, and it didn't help that Victor was trying to take his fiance. Like
that was crazy. We can get into that.
I was just like,
insane behavior.
The Mia Goth, right? She's the one, she plays the mother in his flashback, and then she plays Elizabeth, his brother's fiance. And I'm just like, how more of a monster are you going to show us that you are? Like, you haven't even gotten to building the creature yet, and you here frolicking in the fields with your brother's fiance.
Insane. Straight up telling her, I have feelings for you. Like, we bond better. You like to study bugs. I like to study dead people. We could smash.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm just like, he's just a menace. Like, what is his deal? I'm just glad that it wasn't, like, requited love, because I was just like, let that be one-sided.
But it was also weird that she kept hanging out with him, too, knowing that...
She seemed a little simple to me, but, you know,
But then again, he was like the only interesting man in her life, because it's like, oh, at least finally I know somebody that, like, I can talk to about similar interests.
Because she wasn't, like, grossed out by like I think it was like just a dead body there that he had in his lab or whatever, and all the muscles and the tendons were out, and she was like really fascinated by it. So I was just like, okay, she's a weird person. And I was just like, that's probably something he likes, along with her looking just like his mother.
They did not do that by accident. That's like an Oedipal complex type thing.
So I was like, wow, I was like, he's a dog. He's wrong. Like, what is this? And his brother's just like, I don't know if
in the background, never once
third
picking up on this.
Like, what? It's so funny.
I felt like I should have been more invested and interested in what was going on with the characters, and they just keep moving along forward with no real fleshing out of like, what are you to each other? Like, especially with Victor and William, I'm like, this man is trying to steal your fucking fiance.
Yeah.
Like, clearly he doesn't love his brother or respect him enough, but I want to see that in action. Like, when they interact, it's like a couple of sentences with each other. Mm-hmm. And I can never get a sense of how does Victor really feel about the people around him, because I don't really know why he wants Elizabeth so bad, other than the things that they're interested in, but also the fact that she looks exactly like his mom, because it's played by the same person. So I can't tell if they dug into that deep enough or not, because the whole catalyst for him wanting to bring a creature to life is because of the death of his mom. Like, that is what charged him to be like, I'm gonna conquer death. No matter what I do in this life, I'm gonna figure out how to bring the dead back to life.
And he won't fail like he sees his father failing, because he doesn't believe that his father did everything that he could. Especially because his father's supposed to be like the greatest to do it, to heal, to whatever medicine. He's just like, how did you fail at saving her? You know, what did you do? And his father's just like, oh, it happens. And he's just like, nope, I'm not taking that for an answer because you're not supposed to fail. But it's really weird. And then I know like someone mentioned like the constant milk drinking.
Shout out to Nerd Speech, aka Derek from Still Scrolling.
Yes, Derek.
I didn't even catch all the times that this man Victor was sucking
I'm
milk.
literally gonna have to watch. I was supposed to go and like fast forward through it today. I didn't even think about that.
Man, he does all the shots that I saw. I'm like, damn, he fucking loves milk. Again, going back to that being a child.
There's nothing wrong with a nice cold glass of milk. I mean, I haven't had cow's milk in a while. I drink oat milk now. Yeah, but I like it was
by itself it's normal, but when you pair that with the fact that he's obsessed with someone that looks like his mom, and his whole life mission to revive the death is based on his mom dying.
I just drink milk just to drink milk.
Yes, so your habit is normal.
Okay.
Even though I don't like drinking milk. I don't be raw dogging milk like that.
But don't say it like that.
But yeah, that was a good observation that I didn't even realize. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He drinks so much milk. So that adds to like the whole Oedipus complex that he has with his mom. So like all the ingredients were there, and I feel like they just could have, I don't know, just fleshed it out more with the dynamics of all these characters with each other, because it's a small cast.
Yeah,
I love that it's a small cast. That means you can do so much with the relationships with each other, add more drama, more just complexity with each other. I already know Victor's the villain, and I don't really care to see his portions as much as the acting is really good. I just want to see what the other characters think, because all the scenes with Elizabeth and the creature were really good.
They were really sweet, but they were kind of random to me, just because I know her character's supposed to be, she's weird, but she's also seems like a very sweet and kind and gentle person.
Yeah. I
like how she instantly took to the creature, and how she could instantly see that he's being hurt, he's being abused. He's clearly someone that needs to be taught. You know, he needs to be, dealt with gently, because everything is new to him. She picked up on that instantly. It turned into something more, especially to the point up until her death. There was like more of a connection there, where I felt like it was just placed there and that's it. I would have liked a buildup of it. I would have liked to see... Yeah,
because it's really quick and brief.
Yeah, more moments with her and the creature. I know, like, I feel like I'm jumping around, but I guess there's like no way, because there's Victor's side and the creature's side just retells his side.
Yeah, but, they blend into each other.
Yeah, they do. So when he's chained up or whatever, and Elizabeth goes to visit him like a couple times, I'm assuming it's supposed to be like more than that, but it doesn't seem that way. I felt like it was only twice. I was wondering, I was like, from that point up until like her wedding day, like she's like declaring this like great kind of love or connection to him, and I was just like, what?
I want to ask, do you feel it was more of a romantic connection or a motherly connection to him? Because I've been seeing a lot of debates online, and I feel like it's a blend of both for me personally. Yeah. I don't think it's one or the other.
I don't feel like it's one. Yeah, I feel like in the beginning,
especially with her running down the stairs or like walking down the stairs with that sheer dress, I'm like, that is like 1800s lingerie, and you go into this man's basement. Yeah, could basically see titties jiggling at this point.
He doesn't know what titties is. She has to.
He about to learn.
Maybe more motherly. She's being very gentle with him, and she's curious about him. He's curious about everything, and he sees that she's being gentle. And later on, he comes and he sees her, and I just felt like the interaction was a little different. Like there was something a little bit more than like maybe the motherly connection that everybody's talking about. It was more romantic towards the end. It seemed more romantic.
I mean, he whisks her away in a wedding dress.
Yes, that. And he wants a companion at that point. I don't think he voiced it, or he already voiced it to Victor, right? When he shows up and he's just like,
that's one of the first things he says. He's like, I request a companion.
And then
make me one.
Something, but I don't know if it's him saying that or it's just like, I don't know. It felt like she would have been perfect for that, because I was just like, all right, she's dead now. So maybe you could reanimate her and she could be his companion. Obviously, it didn't go that way. But I see it as both. For the relationship, it grew, because I don't think she ever stopped really thinking about him. And then the creature, how did you feel about the scene where Victor wakes up and then the creature's just there and their first like interactions with each other?
My first thought was like, damn, this Frankenstein's monster is the most beautiful one I've seen so far. And I expected nothing less from Guillermo. He loves like really pretty designs that look kind of grotesque but not like nasty.
Yeah.
Like the way that I've been describing it to people is that he looks like what Nebula looks like in the Avengers movies, where it's like different parts, but it's like a collage. Like it's an artful collage. It doesn't look like grotesque, mismatched body parts. I liked it. I really liked the scene. I love how beautiful it was. The way that it's just like a giant 7-foot tall baby, just like trying to get his bearings.
Just wrapped in like a little
loincloth thing. Yeah. and then Victor is just like, look, son.
And he's like,
basking in the warmth. That was really lovely, and then I was just taken aback at how quickly this man just decided to chain him up in the depths.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is where it's gonna go sour instantly. Like, how are you gonna try to train and teach this newborn zombie thing, and not let it have like a place to frolic and stuff? Like, I get it, you don't know how this creature operates. But like, nothing good ever comes from chaining somebody up. I really love what Jacob Elordi did. He was fantastic in this role. I think I haven't seen really anything else that he's done outside of Euphoria. So I know he's already like a capable actor, but this really like just blew my mind.
Don't forget the kissing booth.
You made me watch all 3 of those.
I had to. They're so bad.
I don't count those. He got a paycheck. He just needed a paycheck. I get it. Jacob Elordi as the creature. Fantastic, and I can't wait to see more from him. He was so good in this. I didn't see him at all. I just saw like the creature. I mean, the makeup helps, but like the way that he just was acting non-verbally for like a good portion of the movie, where he can't use many words. He just knows Victor, and he has to convey all these emotions just through like the looks of his eyes, his body language, the way he's always hunched over, and just unsure of everything, scared of Victor. Because I think it's spiritually pretty much similar to what we got in the book. It's just that in the book he goes through more of a variety of different good and bad things to make him very tragic, and here in this movie he's a god. This dude's immortal. He can't be killed. He probably can't even kill himself if he wanted to.
I mean, doesn't he like blow up himself at one point? He's like, I'll give you a head start. I'll blow up myself, Victor.
He lets Victor blow him up, and then just it's like a fart to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't drown.
Because he regenerates. Yeah, he can't drown.
They made this man into a fucking Marvel superhero. Like, the Avengers need this dude. Like, if you need someone to move a boat, this is your guy. He got boat moving powers.
Boat moving powers, really.
The way that he freaking walloped this dude, like the attack scene that happened by the boat, where he just like broke someone's entire spine and turned that man into a question mark. Like, what was that?
I just got cold seeds again.
Like,
oh my god!
They made him so unnecessarily strong. I'm like, why is he flinging these grown men left to right like nothing? And I really love that we get to see him grow. So like, once he makes his escape from like the exploding laboratory and befriends the blind man, I thought that was really nice. I love that they extended that, because I think in the book it's really short and really brief. I really love that they spend time just like creating a lore for him. He's the spirit of the forest. He's like supporting this family from the shadows. But then he has like this tragic moment where he befriends the blind guy, but then he just gets blackmailed, but not really blackmailed, by the wolves when they come in and kill this man, and it looks like the monster himself did it.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It's funny. I was gonna say, I was just like, love is blind. No, but it was really like a moment like that, because I do wonder. I was like, if this man wasn't blind, would he treat him the same way?
That's what I was wondering the whole time.
Would he not know that he could have just not been blind, but he could have known like there's clearly someone or something living in the walls here. And
I mean, the blind man does learn from the creature himself.
Yes,
that he is a monster. He's just not able to see him.
Yeah, he can't see it, but I just wonder, it's like, if he was able to see it, but he just wasn't able to move, like, because he's older, would he still accept him? I feel like he would.
Based on his personality and the way that he took the news when he learns that, I'm made from science, I'm not human.
Yeah.
Based on that, I feel like his first impression would probably be like a bit of shock, but like still accepting. Yeah. He seems like that kind of character by the end of it.
Definitely. And I felt so sad for him that he finally found someone who would accept him, who taught him.
Loses him.
And losing him. I was just like, this is what Victor should have been to him, and so much more this whole entire time. And I was glad that he found it for a moment, but it was just also sad that it was ripped away from him, because he's already been through so much physically and emotionally. So this just this makes it worse, because this is the only person who accepted him.
I think by that point it starts to move pretty fast, because then after that he searches for Victor Frankenstein to make that request that we mentioned earlier about like, make me a freaking companion. And I wish I wrote down all the bars that Jacob Elordi says in that sequence alone. Yeah. He throws like 3 different like hard ass bars. One of them, I think I remember, it goes something like, "The miracle isn't that I would speak, but that you would ever listen." And I'm like, damn, throw a Kendrick beat on that. Euphoria. Oh god, there was a lot of great writing in just that sequence alone. Like, you feel this man's rage. It's like, if you won't give me love, like, I will indulge in rage. And I felt that shit. And
I was just surprised. I'm like, Victor, just look at what he came back. Like, look at what's come back to you. Yeah, I know you just thought of him as broken, useless, didn't work, only can say Victor, and he can say so much more than that now, and he comes to you with this request, and you're still...
I was actually surprised that he was so like done with the creature, because I feel like the whole reason Victor Frankenstein was so infuriated and just like given up on this was the fact that he couldn't make this creature learn anymore. And you would think that because now he's hearing this man speak in full sentences and having very coherent thoughts and philosophies, you would think, oh, he'll do a 180 and be like, you know what, let's work together. Like, I was waiting for that flip around to, again, emphasize how shitty this guy is. He'll just do an instant 180 once he gets what he wants. And so I was pretty shocked that he actually just stuck to his grounds, and he was just like, no, I don't want to do anything for you. I'm not making another fucking monster. I'm not about to have you all breeding. Like, I regret you.
Yeah, so but I think it shows his failure and his fear, because I feel like the whole reason, not just because the creature couldn't say more words like right away, I think Victor was scared of him. There was a moment where he realized, holy shit, this thing is strong, it could kill me, there could be an accident. I feel like there was a fear at the very beginning, when he woke up that morning.
I think the inciting incident for why he wanted to kill him too was because he saw that there was an emotional connection between the creature and Elizabeth.
Yes, that too. He's not even your girl. It's not your girl.
Incel behavior.
Yeah, like what? I was like, why wouldn't now be the time for him to be like, oh my gosh, you're everything that I needed you to be, and you're super strong, all that stuff. Like, you could have done so much more with him, and you didn't. Because
he wasn't trying to be a father. He was just trying to create greatness.
Yeah.
Which, I get it. He was replicating exactly what his father was being in the prologue.
Exactly. It's surprising to me that he didn't break the cycle, basically.
Yeah, and it was really evident from like the very beginning that he was not trying to break the cycle, which that's what disappointed me. I wanted to see a complicated character of somebody trying to undo that pattern, trying to be loving to this creature, but then ultimately succumbing to the toxic behavior that was instilled in him by his dad. That would have been more of an interesting trajectory. It would have been like a bunch of zigzags on a graph, but instead it was just like a plateau of him being like asshole, 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 more of an asshole. So I think that's what ultimately disappointed me, and I think you describing that really helps flesh out what bothers me about the Victor character in this movie. Is it would be more interesting for him, at least for me personally, to see someone trying to be better while trying to create this creature, and then ultimately failing because he just loses his temper, loses his patience, and doesn't reflect enough. That would have been more interesting to watch than just seeing him just straight up be a hater throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, because up until his death, I just feel like it wasn't so much that he was sorry, but so much that he just accepted that he too failed, like his father failed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, for me, I still can't get, I know that's like how it goes, but I just couldn't get around. I'm just like, look at what's been presented to you now after you abandon him and he comes back, and still you hate this creature and see it as a failure, and you want nothing to do with it, and you want to kill this creature. And in that scene too, he ends up killing Elizabeth. That was a whole chaotic scene. He shoots her, blames the creature.
That was wild.
What's his brother's name? William. William gets flung, head cracked open, and I was just like, this is wow.
Did you love that scene where the brother tells everybody what we already know?
Yeah. He was just like, in the end, monster. You ain't shit. You're the monster.
Like, okay.
And Victor still didn't care. Like, you know,
no self-reflection.
Yeah, he just goes after the monster, and I'm like, oh man, yeah, this guy just sucked through and through. That was like very disappointing for him.
Do you think the creature should have just killed Victor in the end?
The creature didn't need to like kill him. He was gonna just self-destruct himself, which he did. I liked how he was taunting him.
I wish there was like 30 more minutes of that. I just needed like...
It happened so quickly.
It was too fast. I'm like, I need like 10 days worth of this man trolling
Was it
Victor.
Even days? I felt like it was like a night. Like
that's what it felt like, really, based on the editing.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Like throughout the whole movie, there's like you said, we didn't have enough time with relationships. We just didn't have enough time with certain scenes and the moments. And that was one of them. I felt like I don't know if it was, but I felt like I wanted it to be like months, if not years, of this creature torturing Victor and just taunting him. I wanted more of that. So that's why when I think back on it, I'm just like, I would have pulled this out, cut the scene down, flashback. We didn't need that much of it. You know, all those moments. Just so I could have more of what I felt we were missing from this. Because, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Yeah. And when I think back on it, I enjoy the story of Frankenstein, and I enjoy what they did here.
Yeah, it's so classic.
And I just feel myself just like aching for like a little bit of something more. Like I was hoping for something more. So like I'm like a little disappointed, but I also feel like not bad, you know?
It could have been boring. That's like the worst thing a movie could be. Like not even be bad, just be boring and say nothing and do nothing. What would you rate this movie?
Man, this one's actually hard. I wanted to say a baked potato. I'm sorry. Okay. I think that I would like to give it a baked potato with some butter. So it's like a 3.5.
Okay.
It's really hard for me like to rate it that way. I want to give it a loaded potato, but the way I feel about it, I didn't get enough. It was like right on the tip of my tongue where I was just like, oh, it's almost there.
It's an appetizer.
And it didn't go all the way for me. But it wasn't a bad movie. It was good. I definitely will rewatch it.
I'm gonna do a strong baked potato. I'll just give it that.
So a 3.
Like a 3.5 out of 5.
So you got some salted butter up there.
Something like that. Maybe a piece of bacon in there from the loaded potato by accident. It was good. The movie's good. It's not great, like I mentioned before. I'm just glad that it's not mediocre and boring, because it could have easily fallen into that. But with Guillermo, I don't think he's ever put out like a mediocre movie for me personally. The same complaints as you is I wanted more from the characters, especially from Victor. It's just like a nice middle of the road, just good time. And I think I would want to rewatch it too. I feel like I'll start pulling more stuff out on like multiple rewatches. So that's 2 baked potatoes. That's good enough to go watch this. So if you haven't watched this movie, I'd say definitely it's a good recommendation, because you never know what reaction you're going to get from people. This feels like it's mostly positive for the most part, but it's like varying degrees of positive. Let us know all your thoughts and comments and questions. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you really like this video, make sure to subscribe, hit notification bells, and share this video with your friends, your family, your estranged brother, your estranged brother's fiance that you're trying to mac on. I can't believe I said mac. Am I from like the 90s? I don't fucking know. And share this with your disembodied zombie son. And with that, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.